Hello, this is Nurse Terry K, and I'm back again for part 3 of diabetes type 2. Now we're going to start back talking about prevention. Healthy lifestyle choices that we can implement to prevent diabetes. If you have pre-diabetes like me, lifestyle changes may come slow with the condition or it might keep it from becoming diabetes. So it's all in the mindset and in a change, your determination to change your lifestyle, your mindset, and the choices that you want to partake in managing pre-diabetes. So a healthy lifestyle may include eating healthier foods. Choose foods that are lower in fat and calories and higher in fiber. So with that in mind, you may want to focus on fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Be active. I walk when I get a chance, but I'm more sedentary. So I have to improve my mindset, get into a habit where I need to go to the gym, utilize my treadmill, or go walking, use some dumbbells, weight train, weight lift, and work this body. You got to be active. The aim is for 150 or more minutes a week of moderate to vigorous aerobic activity, brisk walking, bicycling, running, or swimming. If you can get that in, that'll be great in starting a healthier you. Lose weight. Okay. So if you're overweight like me, losing weight, losing some of the weight and keeping it off may be slow. Pre-diabetes from becoming type 2 diabetes. So if you lose weight, it'll help. If you have pre-diabetes, at least losing 7 to 10% of your total body weight may lower your risk of diabetes. So that's my aim. That's my goal. I want to lose at least 7 to 10% of this body weight, of this 247 pounds, so that I can be a healthier me. You don't want to sit too long. Sitting for long periods can raise the risk of type 2 diabetes. Get up every 30 minutes and move around at least a few minutes. My doctor placed me on metformin 500 to take twice a day. And like I said, I don't always take the metformin twice a day, you know, and that's me being non-compliant at times. But for me to get this mindset and to get things back in the groove of where it needs to be, I got to be compliant with what my doctor has ordered. So for people with pre-diabetes, they may take metformin, Fortimet, Glumetza, and others to lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. This is often prescribed for older adults who are obese like me, middle age, and who can't lower blood sugar levels with lifestyle changes, which I am attempting to do in all forms, all sectors of me. Now, let's get into the diagnosis. How do we get a diagnosis of diabetes mellitus? The glycated hemoglobin test most often diagnoses type 2 diabetes. This is called the A1C. It reflects the average blood sugar level for the past 2 or 3 months. Results mean the following: below 5.7, you're in the money. 5.7 to 6.4 is pre-diabetic. And I've had ranges such as 6.2. So that put me in the pre-diabetic level. 6.5 or higher on 2 separate tests means diabetes. If there are no A1C A1C test, or if you have certain conditions that get in the way of A1C test results, your healthcare professional may also use tests to diagnose diabetes. They may use a random blood sugar test, milligrams of sugar per deciliter. It does not matter what you last ate. A level of 200 milligrams per deciliter or higher suggests diabetes. This is most likely if you have symptoms of diabetes, such as urinating often or being very thirsty. Fasting blood sugar test. You give a sample of testing after not eating overnight, and they do labs. So, if you have a lab reading that's less than 100 milligrams per deciliter, that's healthy. 100 to 125 milligrams per deciliter, that is prediabetes. 126 milligrams per deciliter or higher on 2 separate tests, that's diabetes. Oral glucose tolerance tests. These tests are given with people who are pregnant or who are given with cystic fibrosis. You don't have to eat a certain amount of food at the time. They give you a sugary liquid at your healthcare team's office, and you give blood sugar samples over 2 hours to test blood sugar levels. And here's the results. If your results are less than 140 milligrams per deciliter after 2 hours, it's healthy. 140 to 199 is pre-diabetic. Anything greater, 200 milligrams per deciliter and greater or higher after 2 hours suggests diabetes. And you have a screening. The American Diabetes Association suggests that all adults 35 years old or older have routine tests for type 2 diabetes. Other things may include people younger than 35 who are overweight or obese or have more than one risk factor that is linked to diabetes. Women who have diabetes in pregnancy, called gestational diabetes. People who have been diagnosed with prediabetes, I'm in that category. And children who are overweight or obese or have a family history, type 2 diabetes, or other risk factors. After a diagnosis. After you are diagnosed with diabetes, your healthcare professional may do tests to see whether or not you have type 1 or type 2. The treatment depends on which condition you have. Your healthcare team tests A1C levels at least 2 times a year, and when your treatment changes. Target A1C goals depend on the age and other factors. For most people, American Diabetes Association suggests a A1C below 7%. So that wraps up part 3 of diabetes mellitus type 2. And we're going to go on to part 4, diabetes mellitus type 2. And as you progress, then you will see how the treatments and other strategies are implemented in the management of diabetes mellitus type 2. And this is Nurse Terry K signing off, moving on to the next. Join me.